does a home podcast studio need? When I first started making content at home, I thought that anything that was worth recording would have to have this big fancy setup, and I overcomplicated all kinds of things. In this video, I'm going to walk you through easy tricks to improve your podcast sound quality, talk about what you should have in the background if you're doing video, and other strategies to make your setup look and feel great and speed up your content creation process. And please know that you don't need a lot of space. I recently visited the Alcatraz Island prison, and I can tell you that my recording space here is smaller than the prison cells, coming in at about 6 feet by 7 feet, or about 2 meters by 2 meters. By the way, this is step 7 in our daily series showing you how to build a podcast one step each day, and you can find the whole playlist on our YouTube channel. Let's start with sound quality. We've all seen fancy high-end studios where they've added foam padding glued to the walls, but not all of us live with someone who is cool with us doing that. Actually, my wife would probably be fine with it. The good news is with most modern microphones, you can get pretty good sound without having padded walls as long as you get one that has a cardioid pickup pattern, which basically means it only picks up sound that's right in front of it. And these microphones just keep getting better and better every single year. If you need a recommendation, I've got my top picks in the description of this video. But even with a cardioid microphone, my house is all walls and floors and windows, so the echo is nuts. This house was not made for creating content. The good news is you can improve your sound quality simply by putting up curtains and rugs. I got these great blackout curtains from Amazon that not only block out light, but they're really good at absorbing sound as well. And I don't have a rug recommendation for you because I just use this hideous old thing that we had stored in our garage. Ugh. Look at this thing. When it comes to your video background, simpler is better. You don't want anything too distracting. Now, I filmed for years just in front of a plain sort of off-white wall, kind of like what's over here on this side, but I wanted something a little bit more distinctive, so we ended up painting this wall a color that's called Gentleman's Gray. Now, it looks blue, but only because I have a blue light pointed at it, but watch when I turn this off. It actually comes up almost looking more like a black wall, which is not what I was going for. But having a colored light pointed at the wall is an easy way to change up the look. In fact, when my wife Candy records her content, she completely changes the way everything looks and turns it green. If you're wondering if you should put specific things in the background of your video, it's up to you. I have a few strategic things behind me. I have my YouTube silver play button back there because I figure for people who are new to seeing me, that helps with my authority that I know what I'm doing, but also because I'm so grateful for everyone that helped support me to get there. And if that was you, thank you. I also have this sign on the wall that says we all do better when we all do better. It's one of my guiding principles and values, so if you have something that reflects yours, then you might put that in the background. I have a plant because my wife Candy said we need life in here, even though it's a fake plant. And then these colored test tubes, I actually get asked about these quite a bit, and the reason those are there is one of my core principles, and the thing I always tell my members and clients is that everything we do in our business, we have to look at it as an experiment. We're just testing things. If we attach ourselves to how well a podcast episode did, or an Instagram reel did, or anything like that, our emotions go up and down way too much. So we just have to look at everything as an experiment, and it's much, much more productive that way. For lighting, not counting the blue one behind me, I have 3 lights. I have this one up over here, which is a softbox light. I'll link to all of these in the description. Then on my left side, I just have this little $20 ring light, just designed to kind of fill things out, which is just there to film some of the shadows on this side of my face. And then mounted on the ceiling, kind of to the side behind me here, I have a light, which is called a hair light or a rim light. It just adds a little bit more depth to the shot, especially since I'm in this smaller than a prison cell sized space. That's totally optional. Just make sure that you are well lit from the front. 2 more quick things I've done to make my recording space easier to use. One, I've invested in this nice low profile microphone arm so I can just push my microphone out of the way. It doesn't take up any of my desk space when I'm not using it. And the other one is super dorky, but if you're interested, Alexa, turn off the studio lights. Oh, that got dark. Alexa, turn on the studio lights. As I said, it's dorky, but the idea is the less I have to do to set up and record or take down at the end, the easier it is going to be for me to create content quickly. Now, these last couple of videos, we looked at gear and setup a little earlier in the process of creating a new podcast, just in case you have to order or test something out. But next up, we're going to talk about podcast introductions. A podcast intro is a piece that will help your show stand out and convince your audience to keep listening or watching, and I'm showing you exactly how to create one in the video on the screen right now. Got any questions about anything we've covered? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.